Yesterday, Matt Moore returned to the hill, pitching into the 5th inning before turning the ball over to the bullpen, and the pen would go 4 1/3 shutout innings for the victory. Today, Chris Archer looks to continue his domination of the Pinstripes and lead the Rays to a 2nd consecutive series victory. We welcome you to a beautiful afternoon in New York at the Bronx, Yankee Stadium. Final game of this series between the Rays and the New York Yankees. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an afternoon of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. So good to have you looking in. Well, the Rays are going for a series victory here after yesterday's 3-2 win. They feel pretty good about sending Chris Archer to the mound.
That's what I was going to say. That's exactly what I was going to say. I mean, Chris Archer going out against the New York Yankees, automatically you're thinking you're going to win this series because of the numbers that you see right here. 8 career starts against the Yankees, a 5-0 record, 1.78 earned run average, and guess what? He's even been better in this building where he's 3-0 with an ERA of 1.54. His stuff sets up well against this team, and he's got a lot of confidence going up against them.
This Yankee ball club always tough offensively, particularly here at Yankee Stadium. And recently, Didi Gregorius has been something of an offensive charge here.
I'll tell you something. Outside of April and May, the progression of this kid, not only at the plate but in the field all throughout his game, has been really incredible. And if you look at his last 9 games, he has been scorching hot. 486 average, 3 home runs, 13 driven in, and how about this for consistency? In 7 of the 9 games, he's driven in at least 1 run. He hits down in the lineup. They kind of hide him down there. You cannot lose track of Didi Gregorius, and you better lock it in and make pitches to him, because if you don't, he will make you pay.
And oh, by the way, he's playing great defense at shortstop as well. Matchup, Ivan Nova. You know, he had Tommy John surgery, coming off a loss his last time at Fenway. 7 hits in 6 innings and 3 earned runs allowed. And for Chris Archer, a victory, 6 shutout innings against the Orioles in Baltimore in the opening series on this 3-city road trip. Braves and the Yankees coming up. A gorgeous day for baseball. We'll have the first pitch in just a few moments. And the Yankees finish this 3-game series. And now our national anthem. Robert Merrill and the Star Spangled Banner. Rays 6-9 against the Yankees this year. They've gone 3-5 against them here at Yankee Stadium. And today's starting lineup put together by the Rays and Kevin Cash, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. John Jaso leads it off. He's the DH. Then Daniel Nava, followed by Evan Longoria back in the lineup after being hit by a pitch yesterday. Grady Sizemore will again hit cleanup. Logan Forsythe in the 5th spot as Struble Cabrera hits 6th in front of James Loney at first. Kevin Kiermaier in center field hitting out of the 8th position, and Rene Rivera will do the catching and hit 9th.
Well, the Rays will be facing right-hander Ivan Nova, making his 13th start of the season. Dwayne, you mentioned his loss his last time out against Boston, but the struggles have gone a little further back than that. His last 5 starts, just a 1-4 record, a 6.59 earned run average. Let's go ahead and take a look at that New York Yankee defense, see how that's going to line up. Brought to you by BMW. In the outfield left to right, we have Brett Gardner, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Carlos Beltran. Across the infield third to first, Chase Headley, Didi Gregorius, Stephen Drew, and Greg Bird, with Brian McCann behind the plate.
Ellsbury not only has been tough against the Rays through the years, he's been especially successful against Chris Archer. So we'll watch that matchup today. And here's John Jaso stepping in to lead off against Ivan Nova. Jaso back in the leadoff spot yesterday. And a cut and a miss on a fastball to start this game. So we are underway. 83 degrees here in New York. Nova 2 years ago was 9-6, then had Tommy John surgery. Fly ball short left. Gardner coming in, and he's not going to get there in time. Jaso turns, heads for second, and he is going to make it standing up. Gardner not sure from the very beginning on that fly ball.
No, not at all. And fly balls, just like in yesterday's ball game, are going to be difficult. High sky, the sun, but it seemed like Brett Gardner, you wonder what kind of jump he got on that ball, because it was a full swing. He kind of hesitated, and then as he crashed in on it, could not get there in time. And Jaso, who was running out of the box, alertly gets into second base.
So Jaso with his 14th double, and the Rays have a man in scoring position. Daniel Nava takes a fastball, and that's a strike in the upper reaches of the zone. Nava made 4 starts last year before undergoing Tommy John surgery. In fact, he pitched against the Rays in his last outing before he had the surgery. This is way wide. 2-2.
Well, this is the one area that Ivan Nova has really excelled in this year. Overall, the numbers, not what you would hope for, but runners in scoring position, he's done a nice job holding opponents to a batting average under 200. And he finds himself in immediate trouble here. It's going to take some really good pitching to keep Jaso from scoring.
A little number to the left side. Headley's going to make that play. Nava to the left side, preventing any chance of a move over by Jaso.
Yeah, the only thing that would have worked is if Chase Headley had to come in a little bit further. Jaso was kind of hung up there because Headley could have fielded that ball, ran back to tag him. Yeah, soft rollers to the left side, not conducive to moving up the runner, which is what you want to at least do in that situation.
Well, Longoria, good numbers against Ivan Nova. Evan suffered the bruised right forearm in the game yesterday, hit by a pitch. And he takes the ball. A look at that.
Well, if you want to know how hard he got hit, you listen to it and you see the ball go straight down. That hit him flush, and it was 97, 98 miles an hour.
It's a bouncer over the top of the dugout. It's 1-1.
You can see he's got that sleeve on that elbow, little compression. I'm sure you work as hard as you can to get that swelling out of that elbow, the throwing arm, but Evan Longoria wants to be in the lineup.
14 home runs for Longoria here at the new Yankee Stadium. Second only to Jose Bautista among visiting hitters. He has 15, Longoria 14. And another one that chopped right over the dugout and into the stands.
Got the Rays on the board Friday night with a bomb, a hanging breaking ball. Obviously, certainly enjoys playing here. The bright lights, the big stage.
And he chases that one out on strikes. So Nova gets 2 big outs here with Jaso still at second now.
And that was really good sequencing. He stayed with the fastball down and in on Evan Longoria. What that does is force Evan to speed up his swing. And then all of a sudden he sweeps the curveball away from him on the outer half. And Evan thinking about having to get the head out, get it started early, and he commits too soon. That's what you'll see a heavy dose of from Ivan Nova. Kind of uses his curveball like Chris Archer uses his slider. You get ahead in the count, you get to 2 strikes. More times than not, you're going to see it.
Well, it's up now to Grady Sizemore, who for the 3rd time in his career is hitting in the cleanup spot. The 2nd time was yesterday.
And, of course, the day before he was the leadoff hitter. So it makes perfect sense.
Yep. The bouncer foul. Now 1-1. Sizemore utilized as a leadoff hitter earlier this year in early July against Cleveland. Rays won that game, so they're 1-1 with him as the cleanup hitter now. Liner into left. Gardner will be there for this one. and he makes the catch. Leadoff double, and the Rays leave the man aboard. Bottom of the first coming, no score. No score in this game. Here's the lineup for the Yankees, presented by your Southern Ford dealers. Jacoby Ellsbury leads it off, followed by Brett Gardner, and then Carlos Beltran hits third, playing right field. Cleanup man is the catcher, Brian McCann. Alex Rodriguez, the DH. Greg Burns at first, hitting seventh and third. Chase Headley, D.D. Gregorius eighth, and Stephen Drew bats ninth.
Well, Chris Archer having a tremendous season for the Rays, making his 29th start, the record 12-10. But how about that ERA? 2.78, 223 strikeouts. The opponent's average with all of those innings just 211, and he has had a tremendous amount of success against this Yankee lineup.
Well, he'll be challenged right from the very beginning. Jacoby Ellsbury. See our Buick big matchup. Ellsbury 12 of 18 with a double and a home run in his career against Archer. And the first pitch, fastball, is a strike. You see Ellsbury's numbers overall, a .332 on base percentage. 1-1.
Well, this is a guy that the Yankees really want to get going. The ability to hit for occasional power, to be able to steal a base, just be a distraction.
Now 2 balls and a strike. Now overall, he is nothing of his last 16. And has been under the weather the last couple days. But ahead in the count, 3-1 against Archer.
Doesn't it always work out that way? The guy that you struggle against, you put him in a count where now you've got to come over the heart of the plate.
Line drive into left, and right there to catch it is Sizemore. Sizemore trying to get a good read on that one as well out there in left.
Maybe the worm has turned. Hit that ball hard, but right at him. Let's look at that Rays defense. Brought to you by BMW. Left to right in the outfield, of course, Sizemore, Kiermaier, and Nava. And then you head to the infield across third to first. Longoria, Cabrera, Forsythe, and Loney with Rene Rivera behind the plate today.
Brett Gardner takes a fastball for ball one. See Gardner at 270 for the year. 0 for 5 with a run batted in yesterday on a ground ball. 2-0. Yankees won the first game of the series Friday night. That was a 5-2 ball game. Rays winners yesterday 3-2. Archer picks up the first strike. This one back to the hill. Archer grabs it, and the underhanded toss. A nice reaction by Archer right there. Quick to begin with.
Well, and the adrenaline pumping. You think maybe Cabrera's got a shot at it, but you're the pitcher. You say, I'll take it myself, and then I'll just circle right in front of the Yankee dugout. Well, you're excited when you get that. Another out here.
He was spring-loaded on that one.
Yeah.
Carlos Beltran takes ball one. There's a strike. 1-1. Archer 5-0 against the Yankees in his career, with a 178 earned run mark. That puts him ahead 1-2.
And that was a really, really nice changeup from Chris Archer. He was so heavy with the fastball and the slider, sometimes you forget about that pitch. Sometimes he forgets about that pitch.
Fly ball, short right. Forsythe backing out. He makes the catch to retire the side. And we'll head into the second inning scoreless. The other trend here is the Rays face Ivan Nova, and you can see what he did early in his career, and recently it's been a completely different story.
I mean, 0-5, you're not really shutting them down with the 471. You're getting no support. So you would say that this game trending heavily in the Rays' favor between these numbers, and then you look at Archer's numbers against the Yankees. You got to win it now.
And a big part of that has to do, it corresponds, if you track the injury and leading up to Tommy John surgery, and then after that, trying to reestablish himself. And the Rays continue to get more looks at him as well.
And you know, it always seems, especially recently with those numbers, it seems as if the curveball will give the Rays trouble early in the game, and then they get wise to it. And in those middle innings, that's when they go to work against him. Although really his struggles this year have been in the early going. First time through the lineup, the numbers really bad against Ivan Nova. So you hope the Rays can strike quickly here and take an early lead.
Well, Logan Forsythe starts the day at .290. He's had one hit in each of the first 2 games. He's had a great road trip and has been red hot. This one in the hole. Gregorius up and out with the throw to get him. How about that play from Didi Gregorius?
Dwayne, I was writing base hit in the book when Didi Gregorius went down to the ground. I thought if he stayed on his feet, his arm is strong enough, he could make the play. When he went down here, I'm like, no way he's going to get him. But he's got a very strong arm, doesn't even step into it, and still gets Logan by half a step.
What the Yankees have done with him, and if you saw him early in this season, you would say there's no way that he would come close to making that play. He may not even make the stop, and much less complete the play. But they've taken a guy with great athletic ability, and they've worked him into a good hitter and a good solid shortstop now.
And without the name on the back of the jersey, you say, okay, well, who's the Yankee new shortstop?
Yeah.
Because it can't possibly be him. But you're right. Boy, he's made some progress.
There's Jubal Cabrera with a count of a ball and a strike. Cabrera hitting .259. 2 big runs batted in yesterday. He shoots it the other way and through the open left side. So Cabrera has a base hit. The Rays have their second runner.
Well, that's a nice job by Jubal Cabrera. You see the sinking action on the pitch. That ball that Ivan Nova wanted it to be away, it kind of stayed middle, but Cabrera just inside outs it into the open hole of the defense and takes his single.
And James Loney, about to step in, has a couple things going for him here. A career average of .395 at the new Yankee Stadium. And against the right-hander Nova, Loney is 7 of 15. Lines it into center. That's going to stay up, though, for Ellsbury, who makes the catch. So off the opening fastball, a line drive, 2 gone.
These Rays hitters continue to stay aggressive on early in the count fastballs. Anything that's hard and straight and out over the plate early in the game, they're going to take a rip at it.
This is Kevin Kiermaier. One ball, no strikes. It's 2-0. Cabrera aboard. We're in the top of the second. 2 great Rays fans celebrating a special day today. Reem and Sylvia Wilson of Palm Harbor, their 57th wedding anniversary. 57 years of marital bliss. We should all be so blessed. Kiermaier ahead in the count, waits and takes that one on the inside part of the plate. 2-1. Now the count at 2-2. Rays had a runner at second, nobody out in the first, and did not score. Now Cabrera is at first, 2 outs in the second. Nova 2-2 with Kiermaier. And a little bit of that one to stay alive. Rene Rivera on deck. Runner goes, and the pitch hit deep to right. Beltran's going to go to the wall. Out of here. Home run for Kevin Kiermaier. And the Rays take a 2-0 lead. Kiermaier got under that one and sent it out to right center field. His 8th home run of the year.
Well, he saw a couple of curveballs earlier in the at-bat. And that's what the Rays have been able to feast upon as the games have moved on against Nova. And here it is, the breaking ball. And look at him just sweep that swing and getting underneath it. You go down and beat it to its point, beat it to its spot. And at this ballpark, right field, right center, that's where it's going to end up.
There's Rene Rivera swinging through the fastball, strike one. It gets a little cozy out there in right center field. Rivera pops it up. Gregorius shading his eyes, and he makes the catch. Rays get 2 runs on one swing of Kevin Kiermaier's bat. So as we go to the bottom half of the second inning, the Rays 2 and the Yankees nothing. With an early lead, take a look at our high def highlight presented by H.H. Gregg.
And did you notice, even from that side shot, the way that Kiermaier was able to follow that curveball down in the zone and get underneath it? You know, the curveball for Ivan Nova, not a true put-away pitch. In fact, he really doesn't have a true put-away pitch at this point. Nice job by Kevin Kiermaier, but I would expect that the Rays are going to get a few more opportunities against Mr. Nova.
Here's Brian McCann. And he Swings and misses. Strike one. Yeah, there was an instant reaction from McCann when that ball left the bat of Kevin Kiermaier.
It was priceless. It was a quick stand up and then just the head sinks. He knew it.
Ground ball right side. Out there at short right. Forsythe takes care of McCann. Well, here's Alex Rodriguez. Pitch to Alex Rodriguez is low. Rodriguez 255 with 27 home runs. Headed up the middle and right there on the shift again. Forsythe has been busy. And he was just on the shortstop side of the bag, so the Rays' defensive alignment certainly paying dividends for Archer here to McCann and now against Rodriguez. Two up, two down. Greg Bird. 1-0 the count. Ball, one strike. And this one grabbed by Forsythe. Again, positioned in the hole in shallow right. So a busy bottom of the second inning for Logan Forsythe. We're through two. Rays lead 2-0. Todd will chat with Stu Sternberg when we return.
Tampa Bay, as we do occasionally. We're talking with the principal owner, Stu Sternberg, watching a little baseball here. Stu, here we are with 4 weeks to go after today.
At least four.
Right, regular season. So your thoughts about where this team is, a win today and back at 500?
Look, we've been dancing around 500 for quite some time, but given what this team has endured this year and all the changes and everything else, 500 is not a bad spot.
Now, with the Rays starting the day 4.5 games back, as John Jaso sends a fly ball into shallow right, out goes Drew, in comes Beltran as Carlos with the catch. Do you have a number in your head of what you think the second wild card might end up taking to get in the postseason?
I really, while there's a lot of scoreboard watching that goes on, specifically with Texas, the thing that I found over the last couple of months is you start rooting for one team to beat another, and we were rooting for Texas to beat Toronto at one point, and that went out the window. So it really is about winning today's game and then going into Detroit and continuing it and then coming home for a huge homestand.
Yeah, big homestand after the Rays play 3 against the Tigers. You will have, at that point, 23 games remaining, and then 10 of those 23 coming up in the next homestand.
And a lot of interdivision rivals, and oddly we get the Marlins towards the end as well, but the absolute number I couldn't say. Clearly it's not going to be 81, so 500 ain't going to do it. But if we are fortunate enough to get to 500 today, you can sort of mark it and say if we can get to 6 games over, 7-0, 6-7 over, that, I think it puts us squarely there, and it'll all come down. We'd like to get to a point where it could all come down to the last 4 or 5 games.
I know you had thoughts about what this team was going to look like. It didn't necessarily work out that way with injuries. So has this team, the way they've been constituted with the injuries, exceeded what you thought they could do?
I think there's no question. I mean, if we had a completely healthy team, and no organization really does, other than the Red Sox a few years ago when just everybody played every game, and it happens very rarely, but that's a big part of being able to win. People weren't expecting us to win 90 games, but yet if we do, let's say we are a 500 team, and there's no doubt that if we had stayed healthy and you had all the pitchers and the outfielders and the first baseman and every other position, it seems, we would be a 90-plus win team this year. The good part of that is that we've discovered some players along the way here, specifically Geyer last month with Souza out, Ramirez, Nate Carnes, Colomé in the bullpen as well with Jake going down. So it gives us Casale as well, right? It gives us a huge amount of optimism, for the rest of the way this year, obviously, but also for next year that we've got a team in place here with very few guys not under team control next year.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about 2016. Obviously, the focus is for the final 4 weeks of this season, but when you look ahead and you mentioned optimism, do you see many changes this offseason?
Well, there are certain years where we know it's going to happen because we've had years where we've had a lot of free agents. We've had a lot of guys at the end of their contracts or retiring or whatnot. So we know the change is going to be, and we've had years we've turned over half the roster. I don't anticipate a dramatic amount of change this year. You look out in the field, and we've got guys who we're very comfortable with, who played winning baseball, championship-type baseball this year, perform really well. It'll be some decisions we have to make at certain positions. There'll be decisions that, we'll have multiple players at certain positions. We still expect a Nick Franklin to be part of things going forward for us. Blake Snell potentially at some point next year. See how the bullpen works its way through. So we're extremely optimistic, and we don't expect a lot of change. But with the Rays, you never know.
You mentioned Blake Snell. What a phenomenal year he had. There was some thought that maybe he would be seen at the major league level in September. The fact that you said maybe next year, is that an indication we may not see him at the end of the term season?
Yeah, I wouldn't anticipate it. We hadn't. Listen, it's you can always just throw a lot of players at a lot of things. Snell could have come up months ago. There are various players you can bring up. We're still committed first and foremost to players' development. I still go back to when David Price.
Yeah, it was a walk to Daniel Nava.
He's done pretty well with us. When Price had started with us and he pitched, so wonderfully at the end of 2008, but he clearly had some things to just finish off. And he came up, he scuffled a little bit in Durham at first and a little in the majors. And even I would guess he has said himself, he wasn't quite ready after the fact. So we don't like, as there was an old saying for those of you closer to my age, we don't like to sell any wine before it's time. And we want to make sure our players, when they come up, they're ready for success and to help us, not just help us at the big league level, but to achieve personal success as well.
Stu, I know the fans always enjoy that you keep score of the games. Somebody keeping score for you today?
Ella's been doing it with me today, but we just handed it off for now to my friend Billy, who's I've known him 50 years, and we've been keeping score together all that time.
Guys, always interesting to talk to the owner, Stu Sternberg. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much. As Longoria pops it into short right field, and out from second, Drew is there to make the catch for the second out. Hey, you've got to keep score, especially if you come to the ballpark with a friend who you grew up keeping score with, you got to keep score. And it's great if you have your child there. Teach that young fan how to keep score. It's something you hand from one generation to the next.
And then hopefully it gets to the point that their scorebook looks nothing like mine. Because obviously I was never taught properly.
Well, everybody has their own style.
It's not the style. I'm shooting more for the accuracy.
Here's Grady Sizemore taking the pitch for a ball, 1-0. Every once in a while, one of those blanks would be exactly that, blank.
Not sure what happened.
Runner goes, good jump, and a ground ball through the right side for a base hit. Nava continues on to third, and so the Rays will put men on the corners.
Hey, Dwayne.
Yes.
Hey, Stu had something he wanted to say for to BA about keeping score of the game.
Oh, okay.
I know you're a player and everything,
yes,
BA, but how about it? I've seen, Dave Wills runs probably the best scorebook I've seen. Neat and concise, and all you guys take pride in it. So I think a little off-season job for you is to pick it up a little bit on the score side.
I think you're right, because if you took a look at my score sheet, you'd be
I know
mortified.
We're going to be checking opening day next year.
Very good. I will take a crash course over the winter, I promise.
Yeah, and none of those WWs in there.
Yeah, no.
Phil Rizzuto, when he was here, he would have a bunch of WWs.
And
said, what's that? And he said, wasn't watching. There's a strike to Logan Forsythe.
Yeah, I don't put the WW. Mine just is. It's just open. It's open. That's why I'm constantly cheating off you. The old lean.
So Nava's at third, Sizemore is at first to strike the count on Forsythe. Check swing, foul ball. 0-2.
Well, the Rays, they put themselves in this situation by once again being aggressive. We see this team aggressive. They're very aggressive with the lead. And so you put the runner in motion with the Sizemore swinging the bat. He finds a hole, and here you continue to keep the pressure on. And one of your hotter hitters at the plate.
Sizemore at first.
And Logan Forsythe, and not saying that this at bat is going to end like we want it to, but this is a guy you don't worry about hitting with 2 strikes because of his pitch recognition ability.
He can wait and be quick.
Yep, absolutely.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
That's the one thing that really has stood out with Logan Forsythe. His hands are so quick, and he believes so much in them that it does seemingly allow him to see the ball a hair longer than everybody else.
A little popper into short left. That will fall for a base hit. Nava scores. The Rays take a 3-0 lead. So down in the count, you don't always have to hit it hard, and sometimes not hitting it so hard works to your advantage.
It certainly did there, and really for Logan, you're just protecting. Anything close you're going to have to swing at. You don't want to take a called third strike, so if it's close you got to go. And he went, got enough of it. Boy, did he place it very well.
Two on, a run home, 2 gone, and Asdrubal Cabrera steps in. Cabrera has been so hot, so steady. He's now first among shortstops in extra base hits. down 0-2. Singleton scored in the second inning. Verloes will take a look at how hot he's been and for how long since the middle of June, before and after the breakout. Stark difference.
Well, you know, we've seen him so good for so long. It's hard to imagine that through 63 games, his average was below 200. How is that possible? He has been outstanding and been good from both sides of the plate.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Don't you always wonder about that pitch right there? And I don't know if they say that ball is in or it's up. Obviously, Fox Tracks has it right there, but that ball crosses like right at the belt almost of Cabrera. Looked to be on the plate, but those typically do not get called.
Ground ball handled by Drew. The Rays leave 2, but they score a run. We go to the bottom of the third. Rays 3, New York nothing. Sports is brought to you by Toyota. Let's go places. By Outback Steakhouse Curbside Takeaway. By Morgan Auto Group. And by Circle K with all your snacking needs. Rays with a 3-run lead. And here is Chase Headley leading off the Yankee half of the inning. He's hitting .276, double figures in home runs with 10. And a 3-0 count to Headley. Archer made 13 pitches in the first and only 7 in the second inning. He's averaged a little under 16 an inning this year, 15.8. And he gets the 3-1 call. Now the count full. And ball 4. Leadoff walk. Well, you never want to begin an inning by giving up the walk, and especially the way Didi Gregorius has been hitting the baseball.
Well, especially because Chris Archer, in leading off an inning, his numbers are fantastic. He usually comes right out, retires that first hitter, sets the tone for that particular inning. And after being given this 3-run lead, you're right, leadoff walk, the last thing you want to hear.
He's out swinging, going after the first pitch. One strike.
That's now 3 or 4 really good changeups from Chris Archer. Really good arm action and actually really good action on the pitch. Getting a little late sink.
And again, Gregorius chases it. So back-to-back on the changeups here to a hot hitter.
Watch the finish. Look at that thing just take off, just darts right off the plate, away from the swing. Boy, oh boy, we've not seen his changeup move quite like that all season. Uh-oh. We have another weapon here.
A little tap right side. Out at second and no throw to first. Forsythe a little bit of a long throw, and he'll try to firm up that infield where there's a little slide.
Yeah, that's what concerned you as he went to throw that. First of all, he's not even stepping into the throw. He's turning to the inside, but watch him slip right here. Boy, yeah, that's one of those throws that could have ended up down the left field line. Right here, you go to plant, and it starts to move. That is, you're throwing on ice skates. And still accurate. That's impressive. I mean, really accurate. He may be the best player of all time.
Way high on the first pitch to Drew, 1-0. And let me just say that we really like Logan Forsythe. I'm not sure I would go quite that far, but he has been special. There's no question about that.
I was really going for the dramatic effect and the reaction of you more than anything.
Liner into center, charged by Kiermaier. He's there and made a quick look toward first base before throttling down again.
Now, you just hit it to the wrong area. Yeah, you hit a ball on the nose to center field, it better leave the park. And apparently, with his play in Baltimore, it better leave the park by plenty because Kevin Kiermaier gets to everything. Some of the best closing speed you'll see. And that's just routine.
Jacoby Ellsbury in the lineup and leading off. Softly hit. That's going to drop into right. Nava will have to come get it. Gregorius goes to third. And Ellsbury has his first hit, giving him 1 for 2. Picking up the first hit given up by Archer. 2 outs, single in the third.
Well, the Rays have had a couple of these. This ball riding up and in, and Ellsbury just able to fight it off. He fights it off fair. He drops it in, continues the inning. And now the Yankees get the tying run here to the plate with 2 outs. And Brett Gardner, one of those sneaky hitters that will look to ambush every now and then, especially off a guy with a good fastball in this ballpark.
Well, he's 7 of 21 in his career against Archer and hit the ball hard his first time. Archer made that nice play, that spring-loaded reaction that he grabbed on the comebacker. So this is now a serious spot. Cutting a miss. Had him out in front.
Smart, because you know what? Just like we talked about, Brett Gardner may look to ambush a first pitch fastball. Archer goes changeup, and guess what? That's what he was laying in wait to do. That's just smart pitching.
You know, you think about the ability to make that pitch, to have that in your arsenal. I mean, it's the difference between maybe getting ahead in the count or maybe being tied 3-3.
That's right. That's absolutely right. I mean, Brett Gardner is going out there looking to do something for his team. A get-me-over fastball. That could have been the result. And that one right there, not a particularly good changeup. But for the most part, all afternoon, we've seen the best changeup out of Chris Archer that we've seen this year. Good action and great arm speed.
Gregorius at third, Ellsbury at first. 2 outs. Fastball by him right there. 2-2. The changeup doesn't hurt in that situation either.
No, that changeup 86, 87 will all of a sudden make that 94-mile-an-hour fastball look like it's 96, 97. It just slows you down a little bit, and then, boy, that fastball gets on you quick.
And a cut and a miss. He got him. 2 men left. We've completed 3, and the Rays lead 3-0. To tweet your strongest fan photo, use hashtag SS Data Strong Fan, and you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. James Loney will lead off in the 4th inning against Nova. Loney, then Kiermaier and Rivera. All facing the 28-year-old right-hander, Ivan Nova. Nova out of the Dominican Republic. It's Drew from short right field. That's the first out.
Boy, such an advantage when you can take your second baseman and put him out into shallow right field. You're not worried about the foot speed of the hitter. It allows you to have a little bit more range. You don't even have to play the true shift. You give him more room to maneuver with nobody on base. You don't do that with this guy at the plate. You almost have to play in.
Kevin Kiermaier hit his 8th home run of the year in the 2nd. It's a ball. It's a ground ball, and again it's Drew on the dirt part of the infield this time. So it's 2 up and 2 down. Well, Nava has had a very quick inning so far, and Rene Rivera taking a little time settling into the batter's box. On the ground to short. Gregorius across to Bird. So a 1-2-3 inning on 3 ground balls. 3-0 Rays.
Timeless moment. We take you back to 2013. In his rookie season, Chris Archer on July 27th, as good as he's been here at Yankee Stadium, was never better than on this day. A 2-hit complete game shutout. Archer and the Rays celebrated a 1-0 victory that day against the Yankees. And here is Chris about how important that day was in the improvement of his career.
Opened my mind to what I was capable of. Allowed me to raise the standard and pretty much always have something to strive for because it was such a special game. Complete game, 1-0, under 100 pitches. It's something that I am constantly striving for, and if I happen to replicate it, I'm still, striving for it because it's happened for me twice in 70 starts.
And off to another good start today in the Bronx, guys.
Well, he has a strike on Carlos Beltran here in the bottom of the 4th inning and holding a 3-0 lead. Twice he has shut out the Yankees, the other shutout in his career against Houston. There's the line on the 27th of July in 2013. When he 2-hit the Yankees, and he gets Beltran looking on strikes to start the bottom of the 4th.
They could have put a cardboard cutout of Carlos Beltran in the box for this at bat. 1, 2, and then 3 right on the outside corner. Did not have a chance, didn't give himself a chance, and Chris Archer disposes of him quickly. Yeah, that shutout here, you hate to say that there are different types of shutout. I mean, shutout's a shutout, but when you do it, on the road against a team like this, it's a 2-hit shutout. there's no margin for error because it's a 1-0 game. It's not a 7-0 game, which doesn't diminish the accomplishment, but a 1-0 ball game. It's one swing, so it's tightly contested all the way to the end. That is impressive.
1-1 to Brian McCann. Yankees had a couple of men on base in the third via the walk and a base hit. McCann sends a fly ball to right. Nava, 2 gone.
You know, and it's not like you expect those type of outings from Chris Archer every time he takes the mound, but you're never surprised because you know with his kind of stuff that that's what he's capable of doing on any given afternoon, night, whenever. He just can overpower a team. And boy, oh boy, if he continues to throw the changeup like he has in the early part of this game, that just gives teams one more pitch, one more out pitch to look for.
Alex Rodriguez takes the first pitch for a strike. Yeah, that's a pitch overall that he's thrown about 5 or 6% of the time this year, more to lefties, but he has not thrown a ton of those pitches, and to have him come out and throw it as well as he has when he has gone to it, it's pretty amazing in and of itself there.
You would expect that he has been doing some work in between starts on developing that pitch. And sometimes that can be difficult when you're trying to develop a pitch during the course of a season, you know, and then have the confidence to take it into a game knowing it's not a finished product. But some of the changeups we've seen today look like a finished product.
Cut and a miss. He takes care of Alex Rodriguez, and the Yankees 1-2-3 in the fourth inning. 2 strikeouts in that frame. 3-0 Tampa Bay. Is the Geico great moment in history on this date. In 1995, Cal Ripken Jr. breaking Lou Gehrig's consecutive game record, playing in his 2,131st straight game. When the game became official in the middle of the fifth inning, the new Iron Man takes the victory lap around Camden Yards. A 22-minute standing ovation from a sellout crowd, and there is Cal Ripken Jr. working this game for TBS.
And how about that? On the anniversary of the big day, they put him right to work.
Yep.
No day off, get to New York.
Well, you wouldn't expect Cal Ripken Jr. ever to have a day off.
I think now maybe.
Yeah, it's
but
the antithesis of who
apparently
he is. No, he's working every day. Tomorrow he'll be doing something else, but he'll be working.
I'm going with gardening tomorrow.
An interesting combination of guys on their crew, by the way. Ron Darling, and it's hard to believe there could be another Brian Anderson, but right there, Brian Anderson.
Yeah, how about that? Right here we go. Boom.
Yep.
Coming at you. That's what I aspire to.
There you go.
To his level. His level.
Fine young man from Georgetown, Texas, Brian Anderson. And apparently humorous as well.
Oh, yeah. No doubt about it.
Well, we know this Brian Anderson is humorous on our end of things. A little soft liner the other way, and it's caught. So Jaso goes out to Headley, the third baseman who was patrolling the left side.
I think that the other Brian Anderson was in college ball same time I was. I think he was a year ahead of me. And he said when the draft happened and you got drafted, I started getting phone calls. People were calling me, telling me congratulations. He's like, no, it's not me. It's some other one. I don't know this other one. It's not me.
Yeah, it's tough when you guys are in the same hotel.
Oh, hey, we almost had to share a bed last time.
Well, there you are.
It almost got weird.
There's a foul ball off the bat of Nava.
Well, here's the thing.
In fact, one of your rooms did get canceled because they thought there was a double booking.
Well, I went there, and here's what happened. I go to check in, and so they say, we have 2 rooms for you. And I'm like, well, no, I should only have 1. They're like, well, we had 2, and instead of giving you 2 rooms, we just went and put you up in a casita.
There you go.
And then the hotel gets sold out. So now we don't.
Drew bobbles this one,
Oops.
and an error allows Nava to reach. Yeah, so you're luxuriating.
Fortunately, I checked in first,
Yes.
so I get the casita.
Yeah.
I get a phone call later that night from Brian saying, hey, I'm in the lobby, and they oversold this hotel, and I have nowhere to stay. I'm like, you can stay up here. No big deal. There's a whole little area over there, and we ended up working some things out. But it was a standing offer. Yep. He could come to the casita. Didn't take me up on it, although we remained close.
Well, can be a little scary sometimes. Meanwhile, Evan Longoria at the plate, and he sends one into the upper deck. Well foul. But he did park that one into the upper deck.
I mean, way foul. Well, here's the thing. Nova's been pounding him in with that fastball, and he does get some good sinking action on it. So if you want to hit it square, you've got to get the head out quick. And that's why the last at bat, he threw a couple of those in and then came with the curveball away, and Evan committed too soon. You wonder if he's going to try to go with the same sequence of pitches here, because that sinker down and into the right-hander is very difficult to keep fair.
Now, Evans down in the count, 0-2.
Took a little bit off that one at 86. Let's see how that just sneaks underneath the swing.
Outside of third.
Well, you would certainly love to take advantage of that error, because that was not a difficult play at all.
Now that's about as routine, if there are any routine plays. We just saw one that resulted in an error. Down the line, and that ball is going to be foul. Rays have 3 runs, 2 coming on the Kiermaier home run in the second inning. Forsythe singled home the other one. start over there by Nava. Now he retreats as Nova looks. Oh, and that strike 3 call. Got that one over.
Well, it didn't start over, and that's why the pitch was so effective. Nova, with that sinking action, that running action, starts it off the plate away. And then look at the movement. I mean, that late little action. A hitter gives up on it thinking it's away, comes back and catches that corner. Yeah, that's about the reaction. That was a perfect pitch. Nothing you can do.
Here's Grady Sizemore with a single and 2 trips. Third time through the order for the Rays now against Nova. He shot the corner there and missed. Runner goes. Pitch is a strike, and the throw not in time. Nava steals second base. That's his first steal. And with 2 outs, the Rays will have a man in scoring position now for Sizemore.
Well, how about Brian McCann? Brian McCann had thrown out 5 of the 9 stolen base attempts by the Rays this season. He is the best in the big leagues as far as percentage goes. And he was close to getting Nava, but Nava got that left toe to the bag before the tag, and it never leaves the bag. That's putting some pressure on the front of that leg to keep it in touch with second base. Well, Rays once again aggressive with the lead.
And another scoring opportunity. They left 2 when they scored their single run in the third. Cut the 2 again in the second on the home run. Left a man at second base in the first when Jaso opened this game with the double and then was stranded. Now Nava's at second with 2 outs. And a 2-0 count on Sizemore. To second on 1 hop, and Drew makes a nice play on that one. Now Sizemore is out. The Rays leave 1 and lead 3-0. Archer lead 3-0.
We talked about his changeup and how good it has been today. Look at the action on these pitches. You notice the arm speed, you sell it as a fastball, you get that action diving away from these left-handed hitters. That pitch has been very, very good for Chris Archer as he continues to develop it over the season. And I'll tell you what, if you can keep it like that, that becomes a legitimate weapon. Those are pitches that you can put a hitter away with. We know that he loves the slider, but boy, it'd be nice to have something else for a hitter to think about.
Yeah, that'd give him 3 dangerous pitches. Greg Bird misses the first pitch here. He has, in this game, 3 strikeouts, which gives him 226 on the year. So when you look at most strikeouts in a single season in Rays history, he trails only Scott Kazmir at 239 in 07. He just moved ahead of James Shields by 1.
Well, and no reason to think that Chris Archer stays healthy with as much time as left. He should catch and pass Scott Kazmir, and he may do it sooner rather than later. He just has that ability to put you away. And
started the day second in the American League. Interestingly enough, Chris Sale leads the league right now with 239 strikeouts. Bird out on strikes, number 4 for Archer. And so we have Archer chasing both Kazmir with 239 strikeouts in Rays history, and Chris Sale, who has 239 strikeouts this year so far in the American League.
well, how about the fact that his 4 strikeouts have come in the last 5 hitters?
McCann hit a fly ball to right, but Gardner out on strikes. Beltran looking. Rodriguez and Bird swinging. Pitch in on Headley, and the fly ball to center, and there is Kiermaier. I'm telling you, he covers that. That's wall-to-wall coverage, it would seem, from Kiermaier in center field.
And you know, there's a lot of good center fielders out there, but there's a good percentage that would have to dive for this. Ball was not hit hard, and look at he starts to lean like he may have to, but I think right there he didn't realize how fast he was. Able to get there and stay on his feet.
It was a pitch in, a mishit, really. And Kiermaier's there to make sure that you turn that into an out. That's nice for a pitcher who does a good job like that. You think, well, a guy's going to drop a base hit off that, really?
Yep.
And Kiermaier just won't allow that to happen.
It's such a weapon, such a weapon. You know, the way that he can change a game, can affect the game.
Strike the count on Gregorius. Down the third line, caught by Longoria. And it's a 1-2-3 fifth inning. 7 in a row retired by Archer. Ball game heads into the 6th here in New York. In the Bronx, the Rays lead the Yankees 3-0. lead in the second inning. This home run by Kevin Kiermaier off a breaking ball dropped it into the stands in right against Ivan Nova. Logan Forsythe with a base hit falling into left scored Daniel Nava in the third. Chris Archer's taking care of the rest.
Wow, I started to rack up the strikeouts here in the last couple of innings, and I'll tell you what, 5 innings, just 1 hit, no runs. He's protected this lead, and he's protected it in dominant fashion. Go Rays. And, well, what's with the hat, though?
Yep.
I thought for sure that was a Rays hat, right? With the bill?
That's a head and a heart issue in conflict. Ground ball, and Forsythe is out. Third to first. Headley to Bird.
Well, you would say that you would like the head to win out over the heart, because a lot of times you follow the heart and you end up
Heart's
in weird
important, though.
places.
Yeah.
But I think that's not going to happen today.
No.
I think the heart wins.
Absolute conflict, though.
Yeah.
But
well,
isn't that a statement about life? The head and the heart, they're always in conflict.
oh. Yeah.
And then
when
sometimes
they
come together, and it makes sense.
And if they don't, then you're filing in a couple of years. That's how it rolls.
As Jubal Cabrera takes ball one. Just covering all the grounds here. That's a shot into center, will fall for a base hit. Ellsbury with a pickup, and Cabrera is 2 for 3 today. Most popular way to follow the Rays push to the postseason is with MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball. Enjoy live look-ins, highlights, replay reviews, scores, and a lot more. Get MLB.com at bat now. Here's James Loney with the man on, 1 out. Loney lined to center his first time. Hit the ball well. Foul ball. The Rays have left 4 men on base. 3 of them have been in scoring position. They've scored 3 times. Facing Ivan Nova, who's coming off a loss to the Boston Red Sox at Fenway when he gave up 3 runs in 6 innings on 7 hits. One and one to count to Loney. Five wins on the year for Nova. And 7 losses. So he's made 12 starts. He has decisions in all of them. This is his 13th start. Cabrera's back in. Last win was on the 14th of August. He's dropped decisions to Cleveland, Houston, and Boston since then. Runner goes. The pitch is a strike and pops out of the mitt of McCann. And Cabrera has a stolen base, number 6 for Asdrubal.
Well, continuing to pressure this Yankees team. Asdrubal Cabrera picking up a stolen base. You see Brian McCann trying to get out of his crouch so quickly that ball just flips out of the glove, never gets a hold of it. And now the Rays have given themselves yet another scoring opportunity.
This one gets away, bounding in, and over to third base goes Cabrera. So now the Rays have a man at third base with only one out. A wild pitch charged to Nova.
Well, and when you get that runner to third base with less than 2 outs, you up the percentage chance of scoring immensely. And now you force the Yankees to bring the infield in, further stressing the defense. You have very little time to react and very little range.
That's away. And a full count on Loney. Loney pretty good at putting the ball into play. And Kevin Kiermaier is on deck. And he fouls it. Protecting. So he'll see another 3-2 pitch. And Toronto, Chris Tillman has been knocked out of that game. Toronto batting in the bottom of the fourth, leading 6-0 over the Orioles.
You want to hear some numbers? Chris Tillman has started against the Blue Jays 5 times this year. He's thrown 18 innings. He's given up 35 hits, 31 runs, 9 homers.
Oh, strike 3 called. Loney thought he had drawn the walk there, and that pitch apparently came back the same way that they
let's take a
picked
look.
up the earlier strikeout.
Yeah, and you know that's too close to take. It's right there on the borderline. And James Loney had one of those in the ball game yesterday too, where you give up on that pitch that's in. You think that it's in off the plate, and just a little bit of late action takes it to the corner or close enough to be called.
So here's Kiermaier. And a bounder down to first. Bird's going to make the play unassisted. And the Rays leave a man again. We're going into the bottom of the 6th now. 3-0 Tampa Bay. By Checkers, Epic Meals, Epic Deals. By Grow Financial, don't go through life, grow through life. And by Geico, 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. We welcome you back to Yankee Stadium. Rays leading 3-0. Couple of happy and content Rays fans right there. Watching Chris Archer make 55 pitches through 5. 4 strikeouts, a walk. He's given up 1 hit. He'll face Stephen Drew, and then back around to the top of the order, Ellsbury and Gardner. First pitch strike. Drew lined to center his first time. 17 home runs. Well, his bat recently has certainly come to life. He lifts a fly ball into left, and Sizemore battling the sun again. So that'll be the first out. The bottom of the 6th inning. Display your love for DJ Kitty and the Rays in your home or on the road with the DJ Kitty Plush Window Cling presented by Tradewinds Island Resorts. All fans receive the DJ Kitty giveaway while supplies last. Saturday coming up September 12th as the Rays take on the Red Sox. Call 888-FAN-RAYS or visit RaysBaseball.com. Jacoby Ellsbury looks at a first pitch strike. He hit a soft liner into right in the 3rd for a base hit. Line to left back in the 1st. Ground ball, and that's going to go through the hole. Base hit for Ellsbury. And after that ball got through the infield, Chris Archer used his glove to take a swipe at the air because he's had trouble getting Ellsbury out. 2 hits today, and he's now 14 out of 21 against Chris Archer.
Well, and it was a changeup that Chris Archer did not get to the spot he wanted. If he gets that further away where he wanted it, that ball is not in the hole. It's going to be pulled right to the second baseman and Logan Forsythe. But that ball stays out over the middle. He pulls it, gets the base hit. You talk about the numbers. His hardest hit ball of the day was an out.
Yep, that's right. He has the 2 hits for the Yankees today. Here's Brett Gardner. The first pitch is a strike. Fastball away from him. Archer working in the 6th. Oh, 2. Archer worked 6 scoreless innings against the Orioles in Baltimore. Made 113 pitches in that one, considerably fewer today. Just over 60 right now.
And that's pretty true fashion for Chris Archer. Doesn't waste a whole lot of time trying to end you, just like he did right there.
3 pitches. Gardner's out on strikes. The 5th strikeout.
Well, the slider to the left-handed hitter, the one that he will take straight down. I mean, that's really just a very hard curveball. And you just don't have a whole lot of time to make a decision and a whole lot of a chance when he spots it like that.
Carlos Beltran. Beltran has popped out short right field when Forsythe was out there to make the catch. And Archer caught him looking in the 4th. Down with that pitch. 2-0. Cleveland and Detroit. They're at the top of the 6th. No score in Detroit. Two and 1. Minnesota's at Houston in the bottom of the third, and they are scoreless there. Angels play at home against the Rangers later on this afternoon. Covered up by Rivera. A 3-ball, 1-strike count, 2 outs and a man on. New York and Texas, the 2 wild card teams. Minnesota a game and a half back. The Angels 3.5, the Rays 4.5 back. It's the second walk given up by Archer. Beltran heads to first. Ellsbury up to second with Brian McCann strolling to the plate. There is the wild card breakout right now with the Yankees and the Rangers. 1-2, followed by the Twins, a game and a half back. The Angels, then the Rays 4.5. Cleveland 6. Baltimore has dropped to 6.5 back. And they are trailing, batting in the top of the 5th inning at Toronto, 6-0. Brian McCann 0 for 2. Fastball is up.
Now this becomes a huge at-bat for as many big hits as Brian McCann has had against the Rays this year. Obviously a huge spot with base runners aboard.
And Archer falls behind. Well, McCann hit a home run here in the 4th inning Friday en route to a 5-2 New York win.
This season against the Rays, he's had 4 go-ahead runs batted in and 3 game-winning RBIs. He has been clutch.
And as we've discussed, when the Rays have been in here before, this is just a great place for him to swing the bat, Yankee Stadium. He has 47 home runs as a Yankee, and 34 of them have come here at Yankee Stadium. And now it's 3-0. Two on, 2 out, 3-0 to McCann. Archer finds the zone with a fastball registering at 96.
Yeah, and that's the example you can use on, even if a hitter's looking for a fastball, that doesn't mean you don't throw him one. Brian McCann was looking for a fastball out over the plate to swing 3-0, but Archer put it in such a great spot that he didn't even take the swing because he knew he wasn't going to be able to drive that pitch.
Archer stepping back with a move towards second. Ellsbury there. Beltran at first. The center of attention, Brian McCann. And a long one to right. Well out of here. 3-1 fastball. And this game is tied.
3-0 fastball in a good spot. The 3-1 fastball, not. And that's the difference. And Brian McCann has done it yet again to the Rays with a big hit. Middle up, and everybody knew it.
So McCann picking up only his 3rd hit in 17 at-bats against Archer. Hits one out. Alex Rodriguez the opposite way, and that one is going to get out. On the very next pitch, Alex Rodriguez collects his 28th home run. And in the span of 2 pitches, the Yankees have scored 4.
Now a slider, and Chris Archer has had his way with Alex Rodriguez, and the slider. This one stays up. He's able to get enough of it. That's just a pop-up into right field, and you just drop it in there. That's unfortunately what you're capable of doing at this ballpark.
That's the first hit Alex Rodriguez has ever had off Archer. He was 0 for 8 coming into that at bat against him, and hits a fly ball to right field. That's a home run.
Yeah, I mean, maybe in any other ballpark, he's 0 for 9. Not here.
Well, here's Bird. 1 ball, no strikes.
Well, and this comes late enough that now all of a sudden you've got that back end of the Yankee bullpen starting to get ready.
2-0.
Justin Wilson here, maybe looking to come on in the 7th. You know, you've got Betances and Miller lurking.
Into the screen, 2-1. Line drive up the right side. It's headed for the corner. Bird's headed for second. In there with a double. 2 home runs and a double following the walk to Beltran. You know, this comes with 2 outs. And hitters who've not had a lot of success against Archer.
No, but you know what? It was the 2-out walk. You know, you had 2-out walk to Carlos Beltran, who you had absolutely schooled in his last at bat, and then all of a sudden the floodgates have opened. Jim Hickey has already gone out once to talk to Chris Archer. He's going to have to figure this out because you cannot let the Yankees continue to expand this lead, and the bullpen for the Rays, they're just pulling the tarp off the mounds out there. They're nowhere near being ready to come into the game.
Chase Headley. There's a strike. This is developed with 2 outs, and the scoring happened 4 runs in the span of 2 pitches, 4 more pitches, and now you've got another man in scoring position. A ball down. It's 1-1. Beltran, when he walked, he was a collective 2 of 14 in his career against Archer. That was ahead of the home run by McCann. Strike at the knees. 1-2 on Headley. That's a foul ball. Archer had made just 55 pitches through the front 5. This will be his 82nd pitch of the day. 2-2.
That's the one you wanted too. You throw that fastball elevated. We've seen Rays pitchers, Chris Archer, all of them really, use that elevated fastball for the chase. Headley doesn't do it.
Pops it foul, headed out of play. So he's 28 pitches into the 6th. He had 2 outs with 7 pitches. And a foul ball. Just a little bit of that one.
Extended at bat, and now Headley has seen every pitch in the arsenal of Archer. Seen the slider, he's seen the fastball. There was a changeup right there he was able to spoil.
Ground ball. It'll be handled by Forsythe. 30 pitches. And the Yankees send 8 men to the plate. They score 4. 3-run home run by McCann. Solo home run by Rodriguez. Now they trail by a run. The Tampa Bay Rays committed to energizing our community through the magic of Rays baseball and supporting great organizations that develop bright young minds around the community. Join us over the next 2 weeks as the Rays rally around the most valuable players who promote education and invest in the future of Tampa Bay. We raise up for education. How do you raise up? Rays will face a new pitcher coming into the 7th. Justin Wilson, the left-hander, makes his 63rd appearance with a record of 4-0. J.P. Arencibia, pinch hitting, misses the first pitch fastball.
Well, Justin Wilson is Jake McGee light. Same idea. Left-hander, you're going to see a lot of fastballs. They're straight, they're hard. Not quite as hard as Jake McGee's, but firm nonetheless.
1-1. Three runs, 5 hits in 6 innings for Nova. Struck out 1 and walked 3. Arencibia takes a strike, and it's 1-2. Cutting them is Arencibia. The power threat out on strikes. John Jaso due, but he's going to be lifted here against the lefty. get Joey Butler off the Rays bench to hit for Jaso. Six home runs for Butler and a .274 average, facing Wilson, who pitched 2 innings in the game on Friday. He came on to get Geyer and Longoria in the 7th inning of that game. Started the 7th inning in this one, a Tapper foul. Butler fouls it up the right side, out of play.
You know, and that's what you start to think with Joey Butler. Where has he done his best work? Up the middle the other way. Certainly strong enough to get the ball out the other way, and that's why the first 2 pitches here by Justin Wilson were designed to be in. That last one wasn't, and Joey Butler hit that ball hard up the right side, but that's why they're trying to crowd him here.
He did not go. Rob Drake ruling on the appeal
that McCann asked for. I think he quarterbacked that whole thing. He jumped right up and asked for help. Joey Butler clearly didn't go.
One out, nobody on. 1-2 the count on Butler pinch hitting. And a cut and a miss. Fastball up. Butler out on strikes.
I mean, if this is not the Jake McGee style of late inning pitching, I don't know what is. It's just one after the other. No bones about it. Here's the fastball. I'll pitch up in the zone with it, and you're going to swing through it. And with Jake, you got to add on another 3-4 miles an hour, but same idea.
Well, he pitches up in that area where it's borderline whether it's a strike, but it looks like it might be a strike. And you get a good look at the baseball. Tough to not try to catch up to that pitch. But more times than not, it's so tough to catch up.
Yeah. I mean, it's almost impossible to get on top of. And you either swing and a miss or you pop it up. Like right there.
Yep. You can't get up there.
No. You're the best result. I don't even know if there is one. You foul it off into the stands for a strike. You swing through it, or you pop it up for what would be a routine out. So there's no upside to the pitch to swing at it, but it's so hard not to. Unless you just tomahawk it right out of here. Need Evan Gaddis swing.
It's out of play, and the count is 1-2. There's Sebia and Butler have struck out. It's 1-2 to Nava. Too high, and it's 2-2. The Rays have not left a ton of men on base today. 5. The rub is 4 of those were in scoring position.
Yeah. How many times did we say another opportunity, another opportunity? They kept giving themselves chances. Sometimes, runner on third less than 2 couldn't get him in. So they weren't just opportunities, but they were very good opportunities. And you're right. It was more the placement of the runners than the number.
Nava gave up 3 runs in 6 innings, but you really felt as if the Rays had him on the ropes and could have had a lot more. And now he leaves the game with a chance to be the winner. A 2-2 count. Nava. Yep. Just a little bit of that one in and out of the mid of McCann. Boy, that came very close to being the end of the top of the 7th. Do you think he made contact or not?
I don't know. I mean, it obviously not for us to call, and you're certainly not going to see anything on a replay, but thought that was going to be a swing through. Regardless, you get another shot.
So he's granted time by Ben May. Yeah, Nava appears to be such an honest guy that he almost looked guilty. You gotta get rid of that. You gotta go. Oh yeah, foul ball. Let's go. Give me another one.
I'm with you. I'm totally with you. I'm reading the same body language.
Lifts it into left center field. That ball is going to be in there. Extra bases. Nava heads to second with a double. So now the Rays have Nava at second base with 2 outs. And that brings Joe Girardi out.
Yeah, he's going to go to the big right-hander, Dellin Betances. Daniel Nava gets another pitch to work with after the ball escapes the glove of McCann. And he cashes in another chance, but won't be easy.
Pitching change coming for New York. As promised earlier in the game, we've selected the Data Strong fan photo of the contest. Tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag SS Data Strong Fan for a chance to be featured in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile.
And the one thing we know about that photo, forensically, that's a dated photo, a way dated photo. Chris Archer.
Yep.
Just check the hair. It's a long time ago. He didn't have that much.
Still a strong photo.
Very strong.
Yep.
Data strong.
Dellin Betances is the new pitcher. Betances takes over for Wilson And Evan Longoria is the hitter. The first pitch he takes upstairs. A ball, no strikes. First appearance in this series for Betances. He worked 4 days ago against Boston. It's in there, and it's 1-1. Evan 1 of 11 against this Yankee right-hander.
I'll tell you what, though, he's been very good in clutch situations late in games, and he's got a chance here.
Upstairs, 96 on the fastball. It's 2-1.
You know, not only is the stuff good, the fastball fast, the breaking ball sharp, but Betances, as tall as he is, coming downhill at you, that ball looks like he's handing it to Brian McCann.
Longoria now up in the count, 3-1. Half of his outs last year came on strikeouts, on strikes. And there is a strike. It's now 3-2. 135 strikeouts last year. And he's 3-2 with Evan.
Boy, what a perfectly placed breaking ball right there, but he's got to do it again.
Ball 4. Longoria draws the walk. Setting up first and second for Grady Sizemore. Sizemore had a base hit in the third. And no official at bats for Sizemore against Betances. Rays down by a run with a man at second and a runner at first. Slider in for a strike. This opportunity coming with 2 outs, keyed on the double by Nava. Montauk running for him at second. And now Sizemore is down in the count, 0-2. Mikey Montauk at second. Evan Longoria at first.
Now will he do it 3 times in a row? It's been 2 breaking balls to get ahead of Sizemore.
And a little ground ball to third. Headley's throw to first will end the threat. Rays lead 2, middle of the 7th, 4-3 New York. Pregame summary brought to you by Gold and Diamond Source. Rays led 3-0 until New York came up with 4 in the 6th. Kevin Kiermaier hitting a 2-run home run for the Rays in the 2nd. Brian McCann hit a 3-run home run for New York, and Alex Rodriguez followed with a home run on the very next pitch. So they went back-to-back. 4th time the Yankees have hit back-to-back home runs this year. Mikey Matuk, after pinch running, will stay on to play right field. J.P. Arencibia, also called upon to pinch hit, will be in the game now, and he'll do the catching. Chris Archer back out to work the bottom of the 7th inning.
Well, the Yankees will be dealing with an angry Chris Archer. Seemingly in complete control of this game, cruising right along, and Dwayne, like you explained, it just got out of hand so quickly. And now you find yourself down a run, need to throw up a 0 here. Your offense has 2 more cracks at it.
Well, he'll have to deal with Didi Gregorius, who's been swinging a very hot bat. He's 0 for 2 in this game. Hit the ball right on the line, a hard hit line drive to third in the 5th inning. Then Stephen Drew, and back around to Jacoby Ellsbury. First pitch is a strike. Well, 85 pitches through the first 6. 30 of those coming in the 6th inning. Base hit into right. Gregorius, a leadoff single.
That was a changeup there by Chris Archer, and that was the first one that really stood out today where he babied it. The arm speed wasn't there. It wasn't the normal look. Kind of babied that pitch, didn't get the same action on it, and Gregorius is able to rip it over into the hole. Leadoff base runner aboard. That really is the whole key to a good changeup, and I don't care what version you throw, the arm speed has to be the same as the fastball, because a lot of times the hitter, that's what he's swinging at. He's swinging at the arm speed, and if it slows down, sometimes that's enough of a tell for them to make an adjustment.
First pitch, Drew drives it into center. A lot of territory out there for Kiermaier, and holding it first is Gregorius. 1 on, 1 out now as we go to the top side of the order, and that would be Jacoby Ellsbury, who is 2 for 3 today, and now 14 out of 21 in his career against Archer.
Kevin Cash close to the top step, but not moving. So this is Archer's man. I do see his fingers crossed, though.
The pitch is wide. It was Ellsbury's 1-out single that eventually led to the 4-run 6th.
Actually, at this point, he's twisted himself into a pretzel. Everything's crossed.
And for very good reason. Ball popping away from Arencibia, and moving into second is Gregorius.
No, you remember how poor his base running was at the beginning of the year. And here, you know, a good secondary lead, a breaking ball in the dirt. And look at that. No hesitation. Immediately breaks for second base. That's well done.
A wild pitch charged to Archer. And there's a little cross up there.
Well, you got a runner out at second base now, and so Chris Archer going with one set of signs. J.P. Arencibia completely different. Expected heater. Uh-oh, boy. You're fortunate you got just a piece of that. That could have snuck between the legs, and then you have a runner at third.
Three 3-0 the count on Jacoby Ellsbury. Here's ball 4. So 2 men on with 1 out. Brett Gardner due, and Kevin Cash out of the dugout to make the pitching change for Archer today. 6 1/3, and he will depart with 2 men on base. Back in a moment. And you could say a great start through 5 2/3 came apart in a hurry in the 6th.
Boy, it sure did. I mean, early on, just getting outs with weak contact, good defense. Then all of a sudden, he started to ring up some strikeouts, going through the middle part of the ball game. But then this was it. A 3-1 heater with 2 runners aboard to Brian McCann, who has tormented the Rays this year. And then Alex Rodriguez, and what really was a routine fly ball into right center field, maybe medium deep in most ballparks, sneaks into the stands, and that's where we are right now.
Eddie Romero on to face Brett Gardner. That's a strike at the knees.
You know, one of the higher leverage situations that we've seen Eddie Romero brought into.
Yeah, we're starting to see more and more of him in situations that have some significance. And this one, a big one, trying to hold the deficit to 1.
Wow.
0-2. That one at 98.
I mean, there wasn't a chance. Watch how tardy this swing is.
Little tapper, a step on second for 1, and the throw to first skips by Loney, and the run will score. So Gregorius, who was on second, comes around. Gardner safely aboard. The Rays got the force on Ellsbury, but the Yankees get a run.
You know, that's the benefit of speed and putting the ball in play. You know, we talk about that a lot with Kevin Kiermaier. It's the same thing with Gardner. The chopper, it takes Forsythe just a little bit out of line, and then as he's forcing that throw over, it gets by Loney. Look at Gregorius catching that front corner of home plate. Boy, that's a huge, huge run. You know, Logan Forsythe is fielding that ball up the middle and looking to make a play, having to throw that ball off balance. And that hop squeezes past James Loney, right under the armpit.
Now it's 1-1 on Carlos Beltran. So it's a fielder's choice. An error charged to Forsythe, allowing Gregorius to score the run. So the Yankees make it 5-3. It was a hurried play, to be sure, after they got the out at second base.
Well, and it went wrong because the off-balance throw by Forsythe, he's not able to get anything on the throw. So it's like throwing James Loney a one-hop changeup, and it's like he got fooled by it. You know, those short hops that are thrown hard, you just scoop them right up. That one was almost a slow changeup with a high bounce, and you know, that's one of those areas where you look at this team since the beginning of August. The offense has been good. The pitching has been so-so. Defense has not been good. Cost him a run here. And here's that changeup throw by Forsythe. You see he's going to have to make his way back to second base, and then that changeup. You see Loney's expecting that ball to stay down a little bit harder, and he just whiffs on it. It's just like a good changeup.
Two, skied to the right side. Loney backing out. He's got it, and that will retire the side. But they pick up a run. We go to the eighth. It's now 5-3 New York. Checking options that work as hard as you do. By Kubota. For more information or to find a participating dealer, go to FloridaKubotaDealers.com. And by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. Chris Young enters the game in right field for New York. The Rays coming in to bat in the eighth inning. They now trailed by 2. Boy, 1 can be tough against this New York bullpen late. 2 makes it twice as hard. And here's Logan Forsythe against Betances. The pitch inside, 1-0. Cabrera next. and then Loney due up.
Well, the principal's in that misplay for the Rays out in the field. They're going to get their shot here with the stick.
2-0.
6 1/3 innings pitched, 6 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks,
Forsythe drove in a run in the third.
2 home runs, 1 wild pitch. Hitting on for 6 1/3 innings,
2-1.
5 runs, 4 earned, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, 2 home runs, 1 wild pitch.
In on Forsythe as he fouls it back. Now 2-2. Pitch fouled. The fastball up at 98. And he got a little piece of it. Alex Colomé up in the bullpen. And he's now joined by C.J. Riefenhauser. Upstairs, 3-2. Rays need base runners, down by 2 in the 8th.
Well, it's not like the command of Betances has been spot on here. You referenced it. It had been a few days since he's gotten some work in.
And the foul ball extends the at bat.
Well, heater after heater. That one at 99, but Logan Forsythe with those quick hands able to foul it off.
So this will be the 8th pitch of this at bat. That'll make it 9 coming. Rays scored 2 runs in the second, another run in the third. They've had other opportunities. 3-2 is skied to short center. Ellsbury makes the catch. 1 gone in the 8th. In the game today and all season, Tires Plus donates $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports. Now as Drupal Cabrera, 2 for 3 with a run scored, trying to work his way on. That's a strike on a foul ball. Under this one, and a high popper. It's going to carry out a play. Oh, 2. Cabrera 1 for 7 against Betances. Loney, who was on deck, is 4 for 7. Cabrera's fouling that one to stay alive. Just missed.
Tried to backdoor it. Backdoor the breaking ball. Start it off the plate. Get Cabrera to think that it's a ball. And that late break. Take it to the corner. Not enough.
There's a drive. Deep to right. That ball is gone. Down the line, and it's a one-run ball game. He turned that one around. Home run number 11 for Cabrera. And now it's 5-4.
Now you're back in striking distance. One swing, and it can happen just like that, as Drupal Cabrera seemingly never off of the fastball, and he turns around a +1 here. I mean, way out in front, right down the line. That ball was whacked.
So the Rays now trail 5-4. And here is James Loney. And Loney, that pitch
hit him right in the ankle.
Yeah. And they want to check to see if he's all right.
Watch the break on this pitch. Boom, right off that back of that left foot.
Loney trotting to get some normalcy back in that foot. So he's hit by a pitch, and that will get Kiermaier to the plate. One out with a man on. Kiermaier homered in the second inning. He is 1 for 3. Takes a fastball off the plate away.
Yeah, I tell you what, the Rays need to strike here. Betances has not been sharp at all. Bad counts. You have the home run to Cabrera, a walk, hit batter.
It's a strike on a fastball. 1-1. Kevin 0 for 3 against Betances. Loney at first. Well, that slider.
You've got to gear up for the heat, and so it's released. You start your swing, realize it's a breaking ball, and that ends up being the result. That was nasty.
Stays away. It's 2-2. Slider again, and enough of that one. Keeps the count at 2-2.
I'll tell you what, it has not been easy for Betances. The Rays hitters fighting, scratching, clawing, making him work extremely hard. See the pitch count.
Little ground ball. Drew, Gregorius 1, first base 2. 4-6-3 on the double play. Slider, and that got the ground ball. The Yankees turn it into 2. Rays gonna run. It's a 1-run game now. 5-4 New York. At the start of the month, the Rays wore special Gold Childhood Cancer Awareness Month T-shirts during batting practice. Rays players have signed these shirts provided by Majestic Apparel, and they're being auctioned on RaysBaseball.com/auction, with proceeds benefiting the Pediatric Cancer Foundation. You may bid now through Tuesday. On to the bottom of the 8th. Steve Geltz is pitcher number 3 for the Rays.
Well, he continues to get a lot of work and continues to throw the ball well. That opponent average of just 178. A couple starts mixed in there too. Mr. Do-It-All out of the Rays pen. Well, they've closed it within 1, so important inning here for Steve Geltz and the Rays.
He'll face the left-handed bat of Brian McCann. Alex Rodriguez due second, and then the first baseman Greg Bird. Andy Romero pitched 2/3 of an inning. Faced 2 men. McCann, 1 of 3 against Geltz in his career with a home run. The pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes.
This is the style of pitcher that you would think plays right into the hands, the swing of Brian McCann.
It's a strike. It's 1-1.
We know that Steve Geltz, he likes to power that 4-seam fastball. Doesn't have a lot of movement. He's able to get it by guys up in the zone. And maybe that's why, because it's been a couple of breaking balls here back to back.
Two balls and a strike. He stays away from McCann and goes to 3-1. Well, you'll recall it was McCann who hit the walk-off home run here off Geltz back on the 3rd of July. It was in that 12-inning 7-5 New York win. That game was also started by Archer. And now a walk, leadoff walk to McCann in the 8th. Rays used 7 pitchers in that game in July. Here's Alex Rodriguez. He homered in the 6th. Ball 1. Geltz last worked on Wednesday, an inning and 2/3 against Baltimore. Finds a zone there, and it's 1-1. Up the middle and a base hit into center. McCann advances to second, and the Yankees put the first 2 men on base in the 8th.
And wasn't it earlier in the game, and this may have changed because of the base runner on, that he hit a bullet up the middle, and that's right where Forsythe was placed. And now they have Logan over on the second base side, Normal just playing up the middle.
Yeah, that was Rodriguez first at bat.
Absolutely. It was a bullet to that exact spot that just snuck through right there. The Rays changed their defensive alignment, and obviously because there was a runner on first base.
Now Greg Bird. Bird 1 for 3 with a double his last time up. Riefenhauser up in the bullpen. A 1-strike count. 1-1, nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th. 2 men on. Ball, 2 strikes. Up in front of that pitch.
Yeah, good time to break out the off speed.
He missed. Tried the fastball away and missed off the plate. Now it's 2-2. Full count. Chase Headley on deck. Kirby Yates joining Riefenhauser. And ball 4. 2 walks sandwiched around a single. The bases are loaded. And out comes the Rays skipper. That's going to be it for Geltz. He faced 3 men, leaves with 3 men on. Kevin Cash to make the change.
skews the walks. But let's go back right here. You got Logan Forsythe shading up the middle against Alex Rodriguez. This is with nobody on. Obviously, Chris Archer out of the windup. A ball smoked up the middle right there to make the play. After the leadoff walk here in the 8th, up the middle. Now Logan Forsythe over there. Ball hit in the exact same spot. Can't make the play. Just a little difference in the shift with Logan Forsythe with a runner on first, and it cost the Rays a base hit. Now another walk, and they're in real trouble.
Yeah, that leadoff walk more costly than normal because it affected the defensive shift. The bases are loaded with nobody out. C.J. Riefenhauser making his 8th appearance.
Well, go get him.
Yep.
I mean, that's a tough spot to be in.
It's that go-get-him time. Riefenhauser struck out Beltran here in the 8th inning on Friday. Now he faces Chase Headley. Bases loaded with the infield up. And the pitch, breaking ball, is in there. A strike called at the knees.
How
about that?
How about no? Who's in charge of putting that up there? That's just bad news.
It's 1-1.
Although maybe that's like talking up a no-hitter while it's in progress. Trying to get it to. Boy, this guy, he's been almost near perfect with the bases loaded.
Well, ground ball right back to the mound.
Hey, why not? Infield in, they're looking to cut anything down at the plate.
1-1. It's wide. 2 balls and a strike. Tough spot for the young left-hander, C.J. Riefenhauser. Line drive, foul. It evens the count, 2-2. We discussed the other night, Riefenhauser from this area, grew up a Yankee fan. Now he's trying to get him out in the toughest of situations.
Well, he's put himself in position.
2-2. Oh, and he just missed. Full count.
That was the one that if he executes that pitch, he's probably going to get Headley looking. It's the right idea. It's just in off now. Now the pitch is the slider down and in for the swing and a miss. Do they have the guts to call it? The guts to throw it?
And it's fouled back. So we'll see another 3-2 pitch. McCann third, Rodriguez second, Bird at first. Single and a walk to load him in the 8th. The Rays cut the deficit to 1 run in the top half of the inning. Only 5-year-old lefty on the hill. 3-2 again. Ground ball short. Cabrera comes home down to first. Safe there. So the Rays get the out at the plate. So it's 6-2 to get McCann.
Nice backhand right there by Cabrera. Good feed. Aaron Sevilla, good transition. The throw's just too long. Everything took a hair too long. And that foot does get down before the ball's in the back of Loney's glove.
So the bases remain loaded with one out. Jim Hickey trots to the mound before they pitch to Gregorius. Gregorius singled to open the 7th inning and scored a run. An unearned run, and right now that's the difference in this game. Yankees are going to get a pinch runner. Rico Noel will run at third base for Rodriguez. Gregorius has been a hot hitter, and he misses the breaking ball. Strike one. He might see another one of those or two.
Yeah, well, you know, when he faced Xavier Cedeno, a steady diet of those breaking balls, and he just didn't really have a chance. So, yeah, I just keep flipping him up there.
1-1. Two balls and a strike. Couple of walks, a single in between to load the bases. Noel running at third. Birds at second. Headley, the runner, at first. Two, 1. Now we go to 2-2.
And really, there's no reason to believe that Gregorius has a shot at that pitch if he can execute it. He just has not been able to make the adjustment between the breaking balls of Cedeno earlier in this series and these right here. See Aaron Sebia asking, he wants it down. Oh.
And a liner up the middle. Noel scores. The bases remain loaded.
And they went heater. I think that's the only shot that Gregorius had. He just did not recognize the breaking ball at all. They go heater, and he's able to line it and get it right by Riefenhauser's glove.
Sixth run batted in for Gregorius. And again, it's a 2-run game. Now it's Stephen Drew. Six-4 ball game. Drew pops it up. And on the infield pop, that's a fair ball as Loney did the formality. So 2 outs. Jacoby Ellsbury. Down and away, 1-0. Put away. Fastball missed there. 2-0. Well, you wonder how they'd love to rethink that pitch to Gregorius. And you mentioned it.
We saw him against Cedeno. Cedeno wore him out with the slider. And he, threw 2 off the plate, but the 2 that Gregorius swung at were the same that he's swung at this entire series. He just did not show the ability to make the adjustment on that pitch. And then they elect to go heater. And watch. He just flips it. Oh, look at something straight. Costs him a run. I think that's where sometimes you outthink yourself. Just go with what is going to work.
What's working.
Yeah. No reason to believe that he had any chance to make the adjustment on that breaking ball.
Yeah.
Hadn't shown it yet.
Fly ball into left. Sizemore is there to make the catch. So the Yankees will leave them loaded, but they score a run, and again, it's a 2-run ball game. Here's what's coming up on Rays Live, the pregame show presented by your Gulf Coast Honda dealers. We'll be with you tomorrow at 12:30, and Drew Smiley will make the start. We'll hear from him. And Orestes will break down Tigers outfielder J.D. Martinez and his great success. And the third stop on this road trip. Drew Smiley against Randy Wolf tomorrow.
Well, you don't want to get too far ahead of yourself, but you look at that Detroit series and realize that as of right now, the Rays scheduled to face 3 lefties. We know how they've handled them.
Yep.
Feel pretty good about that series before you even get there.
Well, they have a tough lefty to deal with right now. Andrew Miller. He's been shut down out of the New York bullpen in that closing role. J.P. Arancibia. And the pitch is a strike.
I mean, he gives you the leg, the arm swing, lots of arms, lots of legs, tall, lanky, whip, great stuff.
And quickly 0-2. 30 saves on the year for Miller.
And what is it, 1 blown, I think? 1 blown.
High fly ball back into deep right. Young will go back but have room and makes the catch. Couple steps from the wall. Very And Sebia made a bid the other way, just a little short. Well, Joey Butler, who's serving as the DH after pinch hitting for Jaso in the 7th. It's Butler up here now. Cut the miss for a strike.
And you can see, just like Justin Wilson, you've got Andrew Miller out there with the same idea. They're trying to crowd Joey Butler. The fastball's in, knowing that he's done a lot of good work up the middle the other way. Just keep setting up in there.
1-1. Moves the count up to a ball and 2 strikes. Braves at 1 point built a 3-0 lead, and with that strikeout they're down by 2 and down to their last out. 2 gone. Coming up on Rays Live, the postgame presented by Checkers. Rich Anarest is anchoring the coverage from the studio. We'll have the press conference from Kevin Cash. Todd Callis providing interviews from the clubhouse. Mikey Matuk entered the game as a pinch runner in the 7th inning, making his first plate appearance in this game, and he takes a strike from Miller. Strikes now.
Well, more than anything, and it's going to be tough in an 0-2 count, but boy, you think about, start dreaming about a base runner here. Longoria coming to the plate, little magic.
Montook fouls it away.
Well, and here's what happens. Andrew Miller throws the fastball up. He speeds you up with a good velocity, and now going to come back with that slider down and in like he did to Joey Butler. He's got him set up for it. And here it comes. Book it.
2-strike pitch and a ground ball up the middle. Base hit into center, and Montook is aboard to give the Rays a fighting chance.
Didn't execute the pitch. Came with the slider, left it out over the plate. Matuk, middle of the field, off the glove. You see him just kind of swat at it.
Rays get the runner on the base hit into center field. And now it's Evan Longoria.
Well, here you go. Buckle up, partner.
Evan walked his last time. Ground ball, base hit into left. Longoria going after the first pitch on the fastball. Now 2 men on. Back-to-back base hits. Grady Sizemore will be lifted for the pinch hitter Geyer. So suddenly the Rays have a shot. Geyer 1 out of 6 against Miller. And he takes the pitch for a ball. Couple of 2-out singles. One and one. Geyer missing the slider. That will get away, and an attempt to move up at third. Matuk moves up. And still at first, Longoria.
Yeah, you need Evan at second base here. The breaking ball, down and in, and it gets away. Evan would have made it easily, and that would have given you 2 runners in scoring position. We're now a base hit. A base hit would tie this game. Only Matuk able to move up.
So it's first and third. Geyer's out on strikes. On the slider, and this game is over. Rays put up a threat in the ninth, but they leave 2 men on base. They out hit the Yankees 10-8, leave 9, and the totals